It's complicated. Literally, that's what that moon card is
complicated.
saying.
Oh my
Complicated.
Hello and welcome back to the Friday Feels episode of the UA podcast. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. So good to be back here with you, Jordana. We are especially excited today because we have a returning guest to the podcast. She is the owner of the Modern Mystic Shop, which you can go get all your mystic needs from. Kelley Knight, thank you for coming back to the show.
Thank you, guys. It's really good to see you all again and to be here. I'm really excited.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
It's so great to have you back. I know, like the last time you were on, people really loved the episode and loved Jared's reading. So excited to get you.
It's almost been a year.
Yeah.
Or it's been more than a year.
Yeah, just right about a year.
And when you came on, you gave me a reading, and I think, there was a concern that maybe I wouldn't take it seriously enough, that I would turn into a big joke. I think we had a good mix of joke and taking it seriously. I did take it
affected you, right?
It affected me.
Yeah.
It did have a lot of weight on how you saw me as a person. Here's my takeaway. You're not as much telling me my future, but it was like, okay, here's the direction where you will become a greater version of yourself. That was the positive I looked at it from. And the message I took away most was you were like, in a relationship, you will be a happier, better person.
Yeah.
As opposed to the way I am living now. And I'm still living that way.
Okay. And do you still believe that in a relationship you'll be a happier,
I've kind of
person?
I do believe it. And that's kind of like where a lot of our stuff goes when it gets to my personal stuff of like, I do think I'm a better version of myself. I kind of believe what you said.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure if you listened, but on our anniversary episode, Jared said he is looking for a girlfriend.
I'm in the market.
In 2025.
Yay.
So that's my New Year's. I'm not going to call it a resolution. I don't want to reduce a woman to a resolution.
Goal.
Intention?
It's an intention. Right?
Manifestation.
There we go.
So, but you've been listening to the show. You
Yes.
said okay.
So I'm so invested in you all now because, I don't usually get to follow along with the lives of my clients. Maybe I'll talk to them 2-3 times a year as check-ins, but you guys are public figures and I don't know, now I'm hooked. Like I'm a subscriber.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
God. So you've heard it all.
Yeah, and it's been really interesting to hear more about you guys and to see if you've been applying, some of those takeaways. And I just
Yeah.
I feel like you dip in and out. I will say there was one point where I reached out to you because I was concerned. I was concerned because you sounded so sad on one of was it a benefits episode? And you were talking about maybe some like ways that your parents were speaking to you and like you just sound a little down in the dumps. And I was like, I just feel like if I could give him a little reading and like
here we are.
Boost
dig me out of this.
boost
funk?
your self-esteem about things.
Okay.
But I think I just got like the heart acknowledgement of the message. I was like, okay, he's not gonna go there right now. It's just like,
well, now is your chance.
Now's your
Sometimes
chance.
you record things, you're in a place like, and then you kind of get
That's
a week
true.
away
You're
from
past
it. And
it.
you go, I don't really need to dig into that scab at this point.
Well, it's interesting. You're like feedback mode or non-feedback mode. I've had that too, where it's like sometimes I'm looking for like, advice or takeaway. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to think about this at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think
I get that. It's like the invitation is here. You guys both have readings for life at any time.
Thank you.
And what's also been really amazing is to actually go deep with your listeners. So because of being on the show, I've probably talked to almost 200, no kidding,
200.
of your listeners.
The power
Mostly about
of
love.
the UA
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, that's fair to say. That's
If
fair
you
to
want to
say.
go seek out Kelley, go at Modern Mystic on all what's the...
So I would say for booking, you can go to modernmysticshop.com and you can get to like the readings pages there. I'm Kelley with an EY__Knight, KNIGHT on Instagram. Your listeners are so like just so aware and mindful, and they're just really looking, a lot of them, like for self-improvement. Like, how do I get to a place where I can have the relationship I want? And it's been really a pleasure to
Oh, that's
to
so
know
nice.
that.
We
that.
always say it. When we go meet people, you meet the fans of this show.
They're smart. They're introspective.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
they're
smart.
fun. They get it. They
High achieving
thoughtful.
women too. I mean, like some of your listeners are like top tier in their industry, like just crushing life in all areas. And then there's this love aspect that they're trying to get a handle on. They're like, I want to be as competent here as I am in other areas of my life. They're really wonderful.
You sound like my dad now. My dad, every time it comes to a show, high, what does he say? He goes,
High achieving,
highly educated women at the show.
At your shows. So you get to meet them when you're on the road.
Binders full of highly educated.
That's pretty cool that you get to see them, like, because you're just not voices, you know, on a podcast. You actually, because of your events and stuff, get to meet those too.
Yeah, and thank you. You brought us gifts.
Oh, yes.
I'm so excited to
From the Modern Mystic shop.
Yes,
Love
these
it.
are our special gifts. So you each got a
Here
little
you go.
something.
Oh, so we got the same thing.
Oh,
No,
amazing.
different, similar but different. So these
Okay.
are our Pocketful Crystal collection. So maybe this is your gateway crystal, Jared. I don't know. For you, I picked our Love collection that have crystals that are supposed to attract and amplify love.
Whoa.
And then for Jordana, I got Clearing because you're in your new home, setting up your new space, and so this can like refresh the energy.
How far up my ass do I put these?
Oh, only as far as comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you. I'm
listen.
gonna stage my house and then put these everywhere.
Yeah. And
So for the crystal newbie like myself, what
Yeah.
what do I do with these? What do
So it depends on exactly which crystal, but you can hold them and meditate with them. Not for you, but a lot of women actually wear them in their bra. Have you ever experienced
wear
that?
them in their bra? Do you just take off someone's bra? All of a sudden you hear like
I'm not above
their
that.
shit hit the floor.
I've done that.
You carry
You've
them.
done that?
I don't know if I put them in the, but I've definitely put them in like my pocket.
Yeah.
As I go. Yeah.
So that's what it's called, the pocket full, because it's like enough crystals to stick in your pocket. And there's
Yes.
one other thing in there for each of you guys.
Those crystals in your pocket, or you
Well,
just
sometimes I hold
took a
them
dump
when
in
I
your
go to
pocket?
sleep. I told you
Yes.
this. Sometimes I hold them when I go to sleep. My husband makes fun of me, and then a couple of times he's like rolled over onto them, and then I
no.
get like yelled at. He's like, no crystals in the bed anymore.
Do you ever hear them like clanging around in the washing machine? That happens to me sometimes
so
too,
funny.
in the pockets. And so in there, whenever you can dig into it, but it'll show you what each of the crystals are, and on the back what
Yeah.
they mean.
So which one do you think he needs the most?
green adventure.
Green Adventure.
You are going to Australia.
I think
Yeah.
that would be good for you because
Okay.
it's good for love, but also it attracts money and opportunity. So for
Okay.
you, that's a good two for one. So you can keep that in your pocket.
Rhodonite, heart
Rhodonite.
repair.
Yeah, that's really good for healing any sort
It's
of
like when you message me.
wounds.
I needed
I'm
the
like, can I
rhodonite.
just send you some rhodonite? Yes.
Rose quartz, self-love and comfort. Mm-hmm. And then compassion and hope.
I like that.
That's a good
these
one.
are nice ones for you.
Balance and restoration. The unikite.
Yes. So you got a little box to keep them in. So
Great. I love it.
Yay.
Fantastic.
And then there's something else in there.
Oh, it
Okay.
says it on the back.
Yeah,
Okay,
on the
cool.
back, and then
Yeah.
also inside.
And then we have
and then-
a candle.
Yeah, so you got another. We each got a candle. So I didn't know if you were really on board for love. So I got you an abundance candle for career to help you.
Okay.
And then Jordana, I got stuck with clearing for you. So that'll energetically clear your space whenever you're
Okay.
feeling like you need to refresh. And there's
Smells great.
There's a booklet in there. So if you want to ritualize it eventually and do magic with it, there's instructions. But a lot of clients and customers got a good experience just by lighting it and setting the intention. So yeah, a
love
little
it. Thank
takeaway.
you.
Great. I love it. Thank you. This is
Yeah.
so kind of you and sweet.
I can't wait to decorate my house with these.
Yeah, well, can't wait to put those rocks right up my nose and
Next time you see
Why-
Jared,
yeah.
we'll have this pasted to his body.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you've listened since
Yeah.
our taping last
Yes.
year, and anyone can go back and search Kelley Knight through our, through your podcast playlist. What's your thinking for us in this year?
Yeah, what do we need?
Have the spirits spoken to you about us? Do
we
we
do
have
some
good
cards?
Yeah,
things?
why don't we
Cards?
pull? Why don't we?
Yeah.
I don't want to do just my opinion. I would love
Okay.
to consult the cards.
Okay.
to the
But
gods.
I've just really loved getting to know you guys from afar, and to sit with you again is really, really fun.
Well, I'm happy you
I love
like
it,
us.
yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
you see some commenters. I'm like, why do they still listen? They seem to hate us.
That's right. Well, yeah, we appreciate the positivity for
yeah,
sure.
of course.
All right, who should go first?
Yeah, you just want to say like a focus for the new year, or what would be good? What would be good
What do you want?
information?
What's the best way to do it? You say like what you're looking for?
Or an area where you could use clarity, advice, and it could be different for each of you if you have different things top of mind.
Okay.
Do you want me to go
You can go
first?
first.
Okay,
You go
so
first.
I'll
Okay.
ask for clarity, right?
Okay.
Give me clarity for what I should do in the new year. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And
How
as
should I go?
Does he need to be more specific, or can he just say like,
that's
what
a good
should
starting
I do?
point. We'll just start.
You know, here are the things in my life going on right now.
Okay.
I'll be more personal to
Let's
make
hear
this
it.
effective.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have a special I just taped with
Congratulations.
Betches.
Yes.
We want to sell that special.
Okay.
I'd like to meet the love of my life.
I love that.
Okay.
The one.
The one.
You're ready for the one.
The one. I'm ready for
Yeah.
the one.
Okay.
I'd like to figure out more stability in my living situation.
Okay.
So I don't know what that
Figure
means.
out where to live.
Where to live. 'Cause I'm like,
Long-term.
long-term living situation.
Okay.
So these are the
Yeah,
things
I can
I'm
pull
asking.
3 cards. I'll pull 1 card regarding career, love, and then living, and see what comes up.
Okay.
Does that sound
do
good?
it.
A good
Ready?
starting point?
Give me...
No whammies, no whammies.
Kirby chicken likes a blower guy!
Let's see, love. I keep on wanting to do love first, so I will. Okay, great. Career, we'll do career
This
next.
is for 2025.
2025. So
Yes.
I got a couple weeks to get hammered and maybe
Yeah, you can waste
die.
all
You
of your
okay?
time until
Yes.
then.
This is
Not to
all
say-
This is
starting
all
next year.
Next year.
Location. Okay, so of these 3 areas, what's really great is love and career is going to be really easy for you. There's a lot of stress and anxiety around the living situation.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's showing
Really
like
easy for him.
Yeah, something that would be like a little bit stressful. This card, you can see it. It's called the Nine
A
of
guy
Swords.
crying by
in
the bed.
bed.
This is
Yeah.
horrific.
I mean, it's just this is a card of like stress,
homeless.
anxiety.
Oh my God.
Or
Maybe you can live with your new girlfriend.
maybe.
Maybe,
Okay.
yeah. She can take me in.
that would start the stressful. I feel like I could see you doing that at the prospect of like the commitment
What
to
am I doing?
You're moving in.
2
yeah.
months ago, I was getting hammered at the Spaniard. Now I'm moving in with some chick.
So we can talk more about that if you want, but we can put on the side for now, just to like maybe how you can reduce.
Let's start with
it.
the negative, and then we'll get
Yeah.
to the positive.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So let's just see like what this is about. I'm wondering why have you found it to be anxiety inducing, this whole process?
I'm not really sure. You know, my parents are pushing me to go to Florida. My parents are like, "Why would you stay in New York? You can fly back. We can do the podcast. You can have everything you have now while also like living a better life in Florida." That's like their perspective. For me, I'm like, do you give up when you move to Florida? No offense to the Floridians who listen to our show, but there's not a lot of Ivy League schools in the state of Florida. So I'm just saying, not a lot
what
of
you're looking
drive.
for in a
Right.
town.
I mean, like it's a nice place to retire, but like I do have the opinion, and this is my bias and my.
It would take you out of the game.
It takes you out of every game. I just think people move there as like it's a little bit give up-y.
Okay.
But that's my most negative opinion. My if I think positively, I'm like things are changing. The world is changing. You can travel anytime, any minute.
Sure.
You can live a really good life and be motivated. Like I don't think I'm motivated more because it's cold out versus it being warm out. So that's my more positive way to look at it.
All right. Well, the cards are saying that you should make that decision based on the 2 of Cups, which is kindred spirits, where you think you can actually find a romantic partner, where people are more like-minded and you connect with folks more. So based on what you said, maybe moving to Florida would not be the path for this year.
Okay.
Especially since you acknowledge that you want love and romance to be a focal point this year.
Okay.
So maybe it could be a next year thing. Maybe it's a thing where you meet somebody and you move somewhere together.
Now, how do I tell my parents that I won't be moving to Florida because
Just play
cards.
this part of
cards told me.
play this part of the episode.
Yes.
And then send them
I'm
to
an
me.
easy sell on this.
Send
I'm
them
like,
to me. I'll give them a
okay,
reading to calm
okay.
them down.
Okay.
So that's really what I would do. I think part of that anxiety is a little bit you saying, like you feeling like it's a no, like to leave here right now. I see the benefits. I just recently moved from New York back to Atlanta, so I get the pros and cons there. But for you, especially with a love focus, you're going to have better luck here.
Okay.
Finding someone that's more like you. When it comes to love, I pulled this Queen of Wands. I mean, I feel like this is an opportunity for you to meet someone this year that's
Queen.
Yeah, high caliber.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Like
a
a
super high caliber.
Strong, independent woman.
I
yeah,
love it.
this would be Well, it was funny because I did listen back to our past podcast, and there was a lot of swords energy where it was like Queen of Swords, like somebody who is like intellectual, etc. I'm not saying that that's not important, but for whatever reason, the person you'd be most attracted to at this phase a year later is more fiery, more passionate, more maybe even more spiritually inclined. I think this is
PETA,
someone,
as we've come to call them.
Yeah, maybe
here.
you'll meet her at Temple.
what's a PETA?
Maybe. Pain in the ass.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know about that, but this is someone that's like really owns her power. Like she's in her power. She like
Okay.
knows herself.
I see it.
So I would look towards like even fire signs,
Okay.
Or having fire in their Venus, which is how they how they have in their vagina Maybe we do not. So maybe a redhead. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
Okay, and then when it comes to career, we see the Ace of Cups. This is a new creative opening. Like this is starting almost from the beginning, but not in a negative way. Like I get a fresh start. Actually, when you just finished your special, right? Aren't you just starting from scratch basically all over
Now,
again?
yeah, new material.
Right. But it's showing that that's not a bummer at all. This is like a refresh, a new creative outlet, and it keeps you actually in the heart space. So I think I'm wondering, like, if you're creating material, if you're in a different zone than when you're like refining and pitching, and being in that creative zone actually gives you a better chance to meet a woman. Like your energy is more in the flow, more loose, more.
That I agree with.
Right.
That is
So
a big
I feel like
thing.
it's perfect timing for you to be doing both of those things at once, and maybe dating will give you some creative material too. It might feed back and forth.
Yeah.
Are we going to
this
sell
is-
the special? Should
Yeah.
we find out?
Can we sell
Yeah?
the special?
Oh my gosh, I hope
Please,
so.
I hope so.
I'm like, these are very direct questions. I'm
It's a
like,
very.
please.
Are we
I
gonna
know
wait
you're
on
good.
yes or no?
You know
Is that
you're
the-
good.
okay.
I just want to see like what's going on with the special. Well, how about that?
Okay, what's
yeah,
going
like,
on
what's
with
going
the-
on with the
that-
What's
special?
that's a
going
better
on?
question.
Yeah,
Please be
don't
clear.
scare the shit out of me.
Sorry.
We spend a lot of
Ooh.
money.
Good.
Okay, hold on.
Like an ooh.
Yeah, I think you will sell the special.
Whoa.
And it's showing King of Pentacles. So this would be to like a big, I mean, it would be a good financial opportunity for you guys.
Really?
But to, a King of
Great.
Pentacles to me seems like somewhere big. Well, I guess Netflix could be like a King of
That'd be
Pentacle
great.
type. It's showing
One
it's
of
going
its
to be
competitors.
very well received. You show,
What?
yeah, this.
Oh, wow.
This is a card of victory, and this is also a card that indicates people
right.
admiring you. It's actually like a guy walking through a parade where everyone's like, yeah.
Oh my
good
God.
job,"
This is
which
great.
is really good. Now, I will say there might be a period where it kind of like the momentum slows down for a second before the sale. Like it might take longer than you thought, like in the middle point, but don't lose faith in it. Just say, oh, this is the lull. This is
Okay.
like, yeah, this is the
I'll
lull.
own the lull.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good merch
Okay.
too. Own the lull.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good things ahead. So
Yeah,
you're going to have a
okay.
good year.
I
sounds
think
like.
so. If you could stick to those areas of focus for sure.
I have a question for
Yeah,
you.
please.
Do people during their readings get emotional with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Often.
Yeah.
I get emotional
very
too. I
it's
try
very
not
personal.
to.
Right.
But sometimes I can like.
It's hard to talk about your life in this way. Like,
Yeah.
because I even.
I feel like emotional
Right.
hearing about your life.
That's not right. I'm
Right,
feeling
yeah.
emotional now, just like with the
Yeah.
love aspect, and it's positive, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not all like fairy tales and bouquets. You're saying there's a lull, like the
Right.
realism of it.
Yeah. People cry. I would almost say more often than not.
Right.
In my readings, sometimes it's just being like so seen and validated.
Yeah.
For folks, sometimes people are coming to me in a really vulnerable point,
Right.
where they like want something so bad, and that's really challenging for me because to be in integrity, I can't just tell you what you want to hear. So sometimes you have to tell people hard things in a gentle way.
Right.
Right. But I feel like you keep it positive.
I do, but I mean, the other day I was reading some woman who just really wanted me to tell her like this ex is her guy, and I mean we were like drilling it. She was
Yeah.
asking me like 20
Yeah.
different ways to
How
get
to-
there.
right.
Yeah, and I finally
So
had
you're
to
saying there's a chance.
And I just say, like, I really said to her, I was like, it sounds like you're very attached to like this being the outcome. I can't tell you that that's the best path.
So this card where this woman is being run away from by a guy,
Yeah.
that means he's driving to go get food for them, right?
The
But
woman
you know
screaming.
what? I felt like we had a breakthrough because I said, and I actually did something similar with you. I said, how about we just see the path for you, not with this guy, just for shits and giggles.
Right.
Right, we did that. I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
And like the cards for that were so bright, and you could just not even know how to read tarot and tell just like the dark and the black looking cards and the yellows and the,
Right.
I was like, this is what's available to you if you can just get out of this loop,
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm never going to tell someone just what they want to hear, but that does get hard to kind of like, you have to redirect a little bit.
And you have to let someone, in the same way we do here, like, hey, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes you need an outsider to tell it to you. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
For sure.
So let's do Jordana.
Yeah, let's
You
do
ready?
it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm excited to see.
Would you want to do something
I'm
similar?
nervous.
Do you want? Oh,
This is, I will say, having done this now twice.
On
it
air?
is on air.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking.
It is nerve-wracking.
It's
I'm watching you do it.
It's emotional. It's all those things. You are safe here.
Okay.
To,
yeah.
look towards the future.
Yes.
Now what's different between us is we've had a private reading, so I'm going to
Yes.
keep that private.
Okay.
And I'm not going to draw on it just for you to be comfortable.
Well, let's
know,
ask.
or-
How do you want to ask it? I mean, you can ask it any way you want.
Right. Well, is it like in the same way of like the three things
we
we're
can do
working on?
exactly
Yeah,
like
that'd
that,
be
or
good.
however you'd like. Whatever's most
All
useful to
right.
you is
Yeah,
what I'd
let's-
love.
I mean,
to
I
do.
guess let's do. We could do career.
Okay.
We could do. My house is kind of coming together.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, make sure it's like,
doesn't burn down.
Yeah,
or anything.
like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
funny. Well, it is funny because the last time we did our reading, I asked you about my house and you drew the death card.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which I remember telling people about, which basically and we wound up changing so many more things than we had originally planned to change about it. So I felt like that was super accurate.
Yeah, it's a total transformation card. It's
Yes.
restart.
I
And
was
then
like, is my house going to burn down? Is this the...
Can you share it? Because I remember you asked, is it going to be ready in time for the holidays? Is it?
Ish, not real.
Okay.
Well, you're living in it,
I'm
which
living
has
in
got to
it.
be a win.
It should be almost ready.
Okay.
I would say.
But going
Livable
from
for
the
sure.
insane asylum that you were living in
Yes.
to living in your home.
Yes.
To
Well,
me, I'm like,
I
whatever
guess-
comes after that, it will
For sure.
You're good.
I guess will it be a peaceful year in the home?
Okay.
You-
Okay.
I remember you
Home,
saying
career.
also you were like, and because it was supposed to finish around the fall, and you were like, you're still going to have a lot to do even when it's done, which I do.
Okay.
So, and then we're in a safe space. Let's do the family card. Let's
Okay.
see what we
Love it.
pull
Let's
there.
do it.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So we'll do
Better not pull the
career.
death card, or I'm leaving.
Here we go.
Career.
Big money, big money.
No, wait, I forgot the second one. It was career. It was the home.
It was the
Yeah,
house, yeah.
home. Please be clear. And family. Okay, great. So I just want to mention for both of you guys, I didn't pull major arcana cards. Major arcana means big changes, your soul's evolution.
Okay.
So I feel like for both of you, this year is there's plenty to do and to learn, but it's not going to be one of those years remember 2025? That was a pivotal time. Now,
Okay.
some years are. I'm sure you can remember certain years in your life where that was a big year, either positive or negative.
Okay, it won't be majorly life changing.
Yeah,
what I'm hearing.
when I was it last year where you sold a company and these big bought a house. For you, it's more refinement and and things like that. So work is looking good. It's actually kind of similar to the energy that I got for Jared. The Ace of Wands is also a new start, new projects, new creative ventures, and really what I would recommend that you do is follow what lights you up and don't let yourself be dragged down into tasks or projects that aren't exciting to you.
Okay.
And I think that's really important for you to have that kind of discernment of where your skills are and what makes you excited versus some of the boring stuff we have to do with our day-to-day jobs. Is there anything in particular that comes to mind? Are you starting anything new? Or you might not be able to share.
Nothing that we have the special.
Yeah.
Of course.
Special, we got
But I think that for the podcast, it's basically more of the content that I'm already creating. I wouldn't say there's anything huge only.
Okay. It's also showing you stepping even more into, and I guess you own your company, so you're pretty high up in the leadership, but also being yourself, seeing yourself as a leader to not just internally, but I also feel even maybe stepping more out as a public figure and someone that people could aspire to if you were to be so called as to mentor or help other people that might have similar creative visions as you, it'd be really well received and also very fulfilling for you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
great.
it.
So people send where they put their applications to be mentored by
Right.
by Jordana.
DM me, but like not correctly.
The Barbara Corcoran card.
Yes.
Yes,
There we
yes.
go.
You should get you
Shark
on
Tank.
Shark Tank
Yeah.
or something like that. I just want to see more about the house. So the house, I think it's a happy home, but it is showing like a little bit more stress to like, I want to pull another one just to see what this is more like. Okay, so it feels
Heart with the knives through it. It's
yeah,
not,
saw
it's not
her
a
with
good
a
sign.
knife
I'm
through
like, that's
it.
not the
I was
best
like,
vibe, but this was the clarifier.
Is that
So,
a divorce?
No, I would say I'm thinking more of like the house and
Did we
the
do the wrong paint
environment.
job?
So I think that there's more stress to be had with the home, getting it to where you want. This is the card of like celebration, entertaining, bringing people inside the home. So I would just like the best you can make this fun and see some of any sort of hiccups or challenges as just like temporary setbacks and not get too in your head about it. But it does still feel like this is a complicated house you got here, huh? Like
I don't want to get into it.
a lot going on.
It's a large home. Some would
Yeah.
call it a property.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so but I will say though, I think here's what's gonna like erase
learning
any
this,
of the
yeah.
stress.
Okay.
You should have like a banging like housewarming party whenever you're done. And I think that's going to reset the energy and like almost like erase any of the stressful memories and then sort of like rewrite the story for you.
I like that.
So,
I like this.
Yeah.
Well, what's the stress coming from? Is it
let's
like
see.
is
That's
it
a
the
great idea.
projects?
What is the
it
stress
the,
coming
the
from?
The
relationship?
solarium.
What's the
Is it
Okay, so it's
green-
showing the stress is coming from you being the type of person that can normally like manifest and just shit's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And like it's not moving in the exact same way as you'd like. So there's almost like that frustration that's like, well, usually I just create things and things move.
Right.
And then this feels like it's more complicated. And I think is that like a foreign experience for you? Or are you usually just
No,
able
that
to like
sounds right.
push
Yeah.
through and just like get shit done?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
knuckle
think
my way through stuff for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's what's bothering you. You're like, gosh, this is like where it becomes like you're not used to things having to work so hard or push so hard for things.
Right.
Because you're showing up as like a really powerful creator.
Got it.
And you're like, why isn't this cooperating?
Okay. So
You
I
can't
just need
bend
to have
the
a
house
party.
to your will. After
Okay.
it's set up, invite me. I would love to come.
I'll bartend.
Love it. Okay.
And then regarding family, this is the Knight of Cups is a really positive card. I want to ask, because I'm not sure, do you have brothers too, or do you mainly have sisters?
I have 3 brothers. Yeah.
How are those relationships?
Good.
Yeah, it's showing more, knights are usually more like brotherly energy.
Okay.
So I would focus this year on connecting or maintaining relationships with your brothers.
With my brothers.
Yeah, as opposed to.
All of them.
I mean, well, I don't
Okay.
know how many. Let's see,
least
all
one
of
of
them? Let's just say all of them?
All of them, or just the
Yeah, it's showing just like to find that like
another man.
like a safe, like a compassionate space for your brothers. And there might be a time this year when one or more of them will have to lean on you,
Okay.
as a pillar of strength, as someone
One
that
of
has.
the twins
Is it my
is
bro-
moving in with you.
Is it my brothers or is it Jared?
It's family, so yeah, but maybe Jared will. And
I'm
I would
moving
say,
in. I'm moving
do you
into
have
the pool
the strife,
house.
the strife. Yeah.
do you have younger brothers? Or?
Older brothers?
Oh, older brothers.
Older brothers. Yeah.
Do you, for whatever reason, you feel older than them? Or are you more? I don't know,
Sure.
like more
Yeah, I could
established
see
or
that.
mature or something.
I don't know. They're listening. You
Oh.
tell me.
You're great. Well, all I have to say,
Yeah.
it doesn't much matter.
Okay.
I would just say, like,
Yeah.
be open to those relationships, and if they do need to lean on you,
Okay.
I think that's actually a area for you to like really grow and expand too, like to be depended on
Okay.
by your brother or more. I feel like probably just one though, right? What are
Probably
the
just
chances in
one.
1 year?
Then
All
all
three.
them-
It's
all
gonna-
3 brothers move in with me.
Right. Well, it's funny to like
And their families.
This is all positive. One of your brothers is gonna be
Multiple
there's a brother out there listening, going,
Oh, what's happening? No, but it's not showing anything like really critical. I'm not seeing like big warning signs, but it's just saying like
no, it's interesting.
they might
Okay.
require your strength, your compassion, your advice.
Yeah.
You know,
my
your
sisters are doing fine this year, I guess.
yeah, they're off the hook.
Dr.
Okay.
Naomi,
Yeah.
you're A-okay.
Why aren't
clear.
they going to her?
Right.
No, I think that
Well,
that's
they're
that's
coming
really-
to you because it's like a growth opportunity for you too.
Okay. Well, how is it a growth opportunity
Through
for
the
me?
heart, like through
Okay, it's
compassion,
caring,
through
care. Okay.
like through actually like for showing up for them in like a real sweet and sensitive way.
Okay. Am I getting a dog?
Oh, I don't know. Well, that wasn't.
That was a separate question.
I got a dog this year and it was wonderful, so I recommend it.
You recommend it?
Yeah, that was one of the pluses of moving back.
You could get a dog.
I could get a dog, and it was really easy. Okay, let's just say you getting a dog.
But he's not going to Princeton.
Not getting a dog.
He's in Florida, he's living that easy life.
Right.
It shows that you'd be very disappointed if you didn't get a dog. Okay. So it feels like this is like
you need this fucking dog.
But
that looks like I feel like I'm not getting great cards here.
The second card is a scary one to me.
this is one to not get a card. It's sad, disappointment, all of that. But if
it's literally a cloaked body
person,
in the rain. Yeah, you gotta get this
me
dog.
without a dog.
Yeah, that's you without a dog.
Yeah, sad and lonely. Now, I'm just kidding. It's a card of sad and lonely.
Someone get this woman a dog.
Someone throw a house party in this one's house.
But here's the deal with the dog.
Dog's birthday party.
We need to make sure, I don't know why this is coming up, but that you have good boundaries with this dog. Like you have to.
I'm getting the dog.
Okay, you're getting a dog and you're going to have good boundaries. Like we don't want it to be able to go all over the house. Like it's just like, and also like energetic boundaries, personal boundaries. You want to train your dog. And to be like really respectful of your space and boundaries.
But it seems like I'm getting one.
You should get it.
Is that what?
Was this a random question, or were you actually considering?
I'm considering getting a dog.
Yeah, you should get a dog.
You should get a dog.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be. Otherwise,
you need a fucking dog.
This is my year. If I don't get the dog,
no.
okay.
That's you with a dog. You without a dog. Yeah. I'm going for the dog.
I think you should get a dog. One sounds like a lot more pleasant for you to be around.
Yeah.
When you move in with me.
Yeah, when I have to move in, I'm the brother.
And the other brother, maybe, or two brothers. No. I think dog. I would go dog.
Okay, dog.
Do you know what kind?
What kind of dog? Yeah.
I want a golden retriever.
Okay.
Oh.
Should I pull about it?
What do you think about a golden retriever?
Golden retriever. Let's see for you. Yes, wishes fulfilled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel like this dog is going to be life-changing. I feel like this is a great...
Did you ever have a dog growing up?
I did. I had a golden retriever.
And were you a part of the dog's life? Were you big with the dog?
We were tight. Yeah.
I mean, well, because I asked is sometimes, my family makes fun of me. When we had a dog, I would acknowledge it, but not really do anything.
Like take care of it?
I'd nod at it, move on.
All right.
They would always make fun of that. I wouldn't even bend at the knees to pet it.
You were just like, hello,
good to see you.
Well, that's kind of how I've been around other people's dogs, but not my own. But
I think a dog would be really good for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look how happy you are.
I mean, that is a
definitely
bright
much
card.
better card than the cloaked.
That's the
sad.
That's the opposite of this card.
The person having the Sunday scaries.
Should I get a boy dog or girl dog?
That's what I was asking when on the slide. But let's just see, boy dog, girl dog. Girl dog's way better.
What if the card was
girl dog?
The dog can make its own gender system.
It can, yeah. Gender neutral
card
dog.
yells at you.
Yes, a girl dog looks way better for you. I feel like you guys are really going to bond, and I think it taps into your maternal instincts and just it's really wonderful. A boy dog doesn't seem to be as great.
Interesting. I was thinking boy dog, so maybe I should spin it around.
I hope Mike is listening. I hope there's a dog with a bow on it.
I keep saying that. I keep saying he's like, stop. He's like, that's not happening. It's like a 2-person thing to pick out the dog.
Well, it sounds. He's just told the dog.
Now
that
he knows
the spirits
the sex and everything. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wow.
Well,
This
that's
is
good.
enlightening.
We've got a year coming up.
I always, it's funny. We are two haters.
Yes.
And you really brighten up the room and
thanks.
give a lot of positivity. It is nice to hear this. It's realistic. It's
I love it. Yeah, it's not overly fluffy or I don't feel like I'm being bullshitted.
No, not at all. I think that's the interesting part about what you do. It's probably the hardest part. Is hey, sit with me and feel this.
Yes.
Instead of just judging it.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I preach with my whole business, even with the products and the rituals and all of that. It's you can't really convince somebody about this stuff. They have to experience it themselves. And so that's why we were just try it.
Right.
Just check it out.
So we wanted to play a game today. We played this game on my podcast less than a year ago.
Yes.
And we forgot to get one of the
I know, and people
readings.
got real pissed.
People got very upset.
I learned from that.
We have all the signs. We wrote it down. So what we're gonna do is we want to ask you what the spirits and the heaven, the moon, the stars. What do they have in store for the person's love life?
Yes.
we're going to go through each of the signs.
Yes, for the upcoming year.
For the upcoming year. So this is 2025. We're going to start with Aries. We're going to go through every sign. So every person listening will be accounted for, what they can expect in the new year from their love life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Doesn't have to be like single necessarily.
No,
anything in
anyone.
your love life.
And I can kind of read it both ways. Like if you're in a relationship or if you're looking
like that.
Here's how you can kind of approach these cards.
Love it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. This is helpful for everyone, not just, we're not the only ones getting read.
We need the most help.
Right.
But for the rest of you, we'll give you help as well.
I love that I'm going to find this fiery bitch of a woman.
I know.
I'm so excited.
I got to go find myself my own bitch.
Right. We got 2 bitches in 2025.
Not a female dog.
I love it.
That's so good.
Yes, new
Jared
merch.
and I are both on the hunt for a fiery
fucking bitch.
Yes, that we can set appropriate boundaries with.
That's right. That's right.
We'll see if this time in 2025 we have our bitches.
Our bitches. So at bitches. This is all
This is all
just
full
coming
circle.
together. Okay, so we're gonna go sign by sign.
Yes.
Let's start with Aries. What is
do it.
Aries? What are the months? What are the?
Oh.
How would you describe an Aries?
It starts in March, like mid-March. I don't memorize the actual dates. There you go. So
March 21st to April 19th.
So Aries are a fire sign. They're usually like very powerful. Some people say in the negative side, maybe quick to anger.
Okay.
Really like yeah.
So what can an Aries expect love-wise in 2025?
So Aries has the ability to manifest a kind of relationship that they want, but they have a few steps to take as far as like their own inner work. They have to work on 2 things: trusting people, and like this is showing up that many Aries around love might be particularly suspicious and like hard to trust people right off the bat. And they show up that they might be a little bit controlling or wanting to like, control a lot of aspects. If they can work on building trust and relinquishing control with this Magician card, they can actually manifest whatever they want when it comes to love. But they have to kind of jump those 2 hurdles this year.
So they have to learn how to trust people.
Yeah, and not be controlling.
Whether
you're in a relationship.
Thing.
Yes. Whether you're in a relationship or not. So this would help you find a relationship if you're single, or if you're in a relationship and you're having trouble, I would say look at those 2 parts. Like where are you not trusting and where are you trying to control?
And you're saying this, I think this is where it can get confusing, is like, I gotta find more trustworthy people. You're saying this to the person. Like you gotta start trusting people, even though that hurts for you to do.
Well, here's what's really the key is a lot of times that people have trust issues, they actually have a hard time trusting themselves. And then it gets projected out as like, you're untrustworthy, like the other person is untrustworthy. So, and a lot of people that have to control, it's also because there's a lack of trust. So they want to try to micromanage every little thing in their power. So it's really building the self-trust that kind of unlocks the gateway for you to be trusting others.
This is great advice.
Yeah.
Great perspective.
I love it.
What do you think?
I've been listening to you up for a year. I'm going to have even better advice.
Candace, what's your sign? Okay.
We'll get to Candace.
We'll get to Candace's later.
She's waiting.
All right.
So we're going to
All right, let's do a Taurus.
Let's do it.
All right.
What's the birthday for Taurus? So we can all think of the people in our lives that need the most help. What is the Aries birthday and what's the Taurus birthday?
Okay, so Aries is March 21st to April 19th.
Okay.
Taurus is April 20th to May 20th.
April 20th to May 20th.
Okay.
So I do, I like to have a positive spin.
I see.
Taurus, it's going to be bad for the Tauruses.
It's a lot for Taurus.
One of those cards looks daunting.
So I am in a relationship with a Taurus, so I'm going to pay extra close attention to this one. So it's showing that there's like a blast from the past or a relationship or someone familiar that kind of comes through and kind of like, it's like blows things up in a way. But the Tower card is when, things out of your control sort of level set for you for the purpose of getting you back in alignment and back on track. And it shows that after this Tower moment, which is a scary kind of energy, you come on the other side feeling victorious with good self-esteem, really knowing yourself. But it seems like there needs to be some things shaken up because there's some like either people from the past or childhood sort of wounds that are actually needing to be addressed, and the universe kind of forces you to address that.
So something from the past
or
is going to be, or person is in your way or going to shake things up.
So it's like, it's either a person from your past or like an experience from your past that's still wounding you. That's kind of like comes to the surface to like kind of be put in your face a little bit to deal with so that you can actually be clean on the other end and in how it is that you feel about yourself. It actually helps with your sense of self-esteem over time. Because if you're in a relationship or single with low self-esteem or allowing some of this baggage to hold you back, you're not showing up, the best version of you. Tower energy is scary. It's hard. It's one of those pivotal points in life where you do feel a little bit out of control. So when you hit that point this year when it comes to love, just know it's for the service of evolution, advancement, growth.
So tough sledding for the Taurus.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Are you going to have a word with your boyfriend?
Jeffrey, I'm like, we should have a talk. Let's brace ourselves.
The look in your eye, if you're a Taurus, I'm like, oh God.
I'm very animated with these.
No, we love it.
These cards.
Okay,
right.
Gemini, what's the birthday for that?
So next May 21st to June 20th.
There you go.
Okay.
Gemini.
Our Geminis.
All right. Geminis are you might be with a Gemini.
Fiery?
Well, we have that
Bright
same
card.
queen of
there's my Gemini queen.
Ask the birthday when you
right.
Yeah,
if they're a Gemini.
This is a really great year for Geminis.
They meet me.
Yeah, right. one lucky Gemini, potentially. I mean, they start the year with a sense of like abundance and feeling themselves and feeling like really positive. It's a great year to be dating or, be feeling powerful in your relationship because this Queen of Wands energy is that what we talked about before, having a sense of personal power, feeling really inspired and renewed. And then there's the World card, which is literally the highest card in the deck. It's when all areas of your life are on 10. Like you feel like your job's doing well, your relationships and everything like that. And you can kind of lay back and admire the work that you've done to get to this point. So I'm a little jealous that I'm not a Gemini this year.
I mean,
you're not going to get to meet you.
Yeah, right. That's my gal.
So you think it's a Gemini?
Well, I don't know for sure. I'm just saying that we pulled the Queen of Wands for him, and it also came up in the Gemini reading.
Right.
So it's possible, but we were saying like, I don't think a Gemini is an air sign, so it's a little more complicated than just your zodiac sign. But the Gemini folks are going to feel that similar sense of power and magic for themselves.
Love it.
Okay.
Yes.
Cancer.
What's
All right.
the
June 21st to July 22nd.
Okay, our summer babies.
There we go.
Cancers also have to work with personal boundaries this year.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, so that's the thing for Cancers is it's a year for inner work for Cancers, like actually getting your hands dirty for self-improvement, specifically regarding being able to receive love. It's like a balance. It's almost like it's a balance between boundaries, like so not being overly consumed by love and people and relationships, but then also not pushing it away, not having too firm of a boundary that you're like rejecting it. Does that make sense? It's like there needs to be the right balance when it comes to
healthy
how you,
medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is also with how you prioritize love. Actually, if I were a Cancer, I'm not sure if it's like really has to be the number one focus, like you're focusing on it this year. I think if you wanted to focus on career and some other areas, that would be cool too. But if you are going to date, find the balance between being all consumed by it or rejecting it altogether. Find that balance.
Okay.
All right, Leo.
July 23rd to August 22nd.
Okay,
Lions.
This is Mike.
This
is also my boyfriend.
Leo.
Okay.
We're about to find out if he's in trouble.
Here we go.
So Leos, all right, here we go. With Leos that are single, they have this belief that they're going to have to work through about it's competitive out there. Like I have to like fight.
Hear that?
Not
so good out there.
Not so good. Like I have to fight to be seen. I have to fight to make myself known out in the dating world. Instead of just like really just knowing their inherent worth and that like they're the lucky penny, like just being themselves. It's showing that there's also some stuck emotional energy, and there might be. I don't want to say this because I don't want you to take it too personally,
okay.
but some Leos this year might need to exit relationships to start anew. Not maybe just not yours.
Sleep with one eye open.
But for those that are in relationships again, I would also say there might be a need to like be loud or to to assert yourself in a relationship.
Okay.
And that might actually be useful.
Make sure
sometimes.
you train the dog correctly.
I mean, that's something he would be quite assertive about, I would say.
All right. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
He
Great.
doesn't like my messiness, so maybe I'm going to get a talking to.
This is it.
Yeah.
I will say my boyfriend's also a Leo, so I'm just gonna wait until we get to mine.
Keep that too. Yeah.
You gotta add it together, right? Leo plus, Aquarius.
Beware of Leos now.
That's right.
All right, Virgo. That's me.
Virgo. Please
You're a
be clear.
Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh,
So
Virgos
August 23rd to September 22nd.
Virgos are the best. I love Virgos.
Thank you. I
Look
agree.
at that.
Wow, we pulled all court cards, which are just like that's really
a lawsuit.
interesting. So I'll talk to the single Virgos first.
Sounds like I'm getting a divorce.
Right. This is an issue.
No. For single Virgos, it's saying that it's really a great year if you want to focus on dating and relationships. You have to really go for it. Like you can't be passively trying to achieve a relationship. It's saying get focused, get clear on what you want, and pursue it. And also for the purpose of a long-term committed relationship, we're not looking just to like date around. It's like focusing on what you want and going for it. For those that are for those who are married, I think it would be the same thing. It's like if this is something that you want for the long haul, pour your energy towards your relationship instead of dispersing it around like too much, like, with too many other activities. And then I would also say, like, make plans together for the future that are shared goals that make sense. So there's like a little, because your Virgos are often very practical too. So like some new practical goals would be great. Like, what do we want to work on together? Like not just for the next year, but where do we want to be in 5 years or 10 years?
Oof.
Okay.
Beware of the guys dating.
Yeah.
The Virgos. You got a lot of work to do. A lot of planning.
That doesn't sound like a conversation he's going to be excited about. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
With the dog. Let's do
all right, Libra.
Okay, Libras.
For Libras, it's September 23rd to October 22nd.
Okay.
These are our scale bitches.
I want to see
Okay.
I just want to see. I'm pulling an extra one for Libra. So Libras are also have to actively pursue dating and love, but it's saying to be patient and to not let, if it's like not happening fast enough, it's saying that you could turn inward and get more like self-critical, like what's wrong with me, all of that. And it's saying there's nothing wrong with you. We want to wait for divine timing. We want to wait and be patient for the right thing and not just to seize and jump on whatever's right in front of your face. So
Libras, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you.
Killing
Just be
Don't
patient.
Don't get down.
Yeah,
Okay.
just get patient and know that everything is working out in the right order.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Scorpio. That's like the worst sign, right?
That's my son. So yeah, it's terrible.
Our producer Jazz just
I feel like
got
everyone always
hit with
talks
the
shit about the
stray.
Scorpios because they're like
Scorpios
supposed to be
get bad.
crazy,
When's
right?
your birthday?
Yeah.
November 21st.
Okay, she's
You're
cuspy.
cusp, okay.
She's cuspy.
It might be okay for you,
No,
we'll
I'm
say.
full on Scorpio, so
They're
like
supposed to be.
Scorpios
You're a Scorpio
have a-
too.
we're the worst.
You're a Scorpio.
Really?
Okay.
There's a reputation
They're
out there,
supposed to be
though?
crazy, right?
Scorpios are supposed to be intense, sort of like jealous. There's like the bad stereotypes are like jealous and possessive, very good in bed.
Bad thing.
Very good in bed. But just like with all of these signs, there's like the mature expression and then there's like the negative expression.
Okay.
And
You know a couple that are Scorpios because I'm watching
I
The
do.
Ultimatum
Jet?
right now. Nick and Vanessa Lachey.
yeah, they have the same birthday.
Really? All right, let's do...
Scorpios?
let's
Sagittarius.
No, we didn't.
Oh no,
do
we
the
didn't. We didn't do the
These
Scorpio.
crazy-
We
just talked shit about
These
them.
I talked shit
assholes.
about them and tried to skip
Right.
them. Sorry.
Okay,
No.
so Scorpios also are
Don't
going
come
to
for me.
are also going to be working on trust, and this is really interesting. I have this issue too. Like Scorpios are this year going to have to work on like trusting that whoever's interested in you is not just after you because of your success and your money and like your attractiveness or anything like that. It's showing the Death card, which is the card of Scorpio. It's like it's kind of similar to what we've seen before. Like people really do love you for you, and you can trust that there's not like a hidden agenda or like some sort of hook or something that they're trying to get from you. Does that resonate? Yeah, same. It's like doesn't have to be a transaction. Like you don't have to just, yeah, that's
I like
lovely.
that. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Sagittarius.
So
Yeah, let's do it.
Sagittarius is just in case we didn't get Scorpio's birthdays. I don't remember if I said
Did we
it.
get
It was
that?
October 23rd to November 21st. Well, we all started jumping into Scorpios. We know.
Okay.
so.
Sorry.
Talking
Apologies.
For Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st.
That's what we're current. This is your birth
Yeah,
month.
we are in it
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So this
Taylor
is
Swift is in there.
Taylor Swift, December
is that,
13th.
okay. So Taylor,
Saggy.
listen up. I'm just kidding.
Is Taylor Swift getting engaged? I just want to know.
Right.
Oh well, I'll pull separately for that. Taylor Swift can get whatever she wants. because we're seeing these are really great cards for Sagittarius. So it's a great year for love. They're able to create what they want this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if your dating taste changes. So like if you're used to going for this type of person, I think there might be like a whole new way to see dating and to be attracted to something totally new. If you're in a relationship and you don't want to have your taste change or whatever, then it's showing that you're going to be learning different things about yourself or your partner to help you see them and relationships in a different way. But yeah, Sagittarius should be really open to who they date this year because it might come in a different package.
It could surprise them.
Can we pull the card for Taylor Swift getting engaged?
Let's see.
Yeah,
this year in 2025?
Yeah.
In 2025,
Okay,
yeah.
Taylor Swift engaged 2025.
Will Taylor get engaged?
It's possible, especially if it's a soulmate relationship. So basically, if she really feels like this is her, like a soulmate, then I'd say yes. And I feel like this is more of a yes than a no.
You don't think more of a yes?
Well, because this is a way stronger card. We'll see.
Are they soulmates? We'll find out.
You don't think so?
We will find out. You're not
I don't think so. I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Literally, that's what that moon card is
complicated.
saying.
Oh my God.
Complicated.
It's going to get
It's
complicated.
She's not
and
getting
deep.
engaged.
She's not?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. Based on that.
Okay.
I guess we'll see.
We'll
If they
see.
don't, I mean, we did the Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco
Yeah.
one. So we'll see if we're all oracles.
Well, I mean, this is on tape.
All right.
Wow, we're getting a lot of magicians.
So we are a Capricorn now.
Next is Capricorn, December
cornies.
22nd to January 19th.
So this makes sense to me because Capricorns are very driven people. We're not seeing a lot of like love energy for Capricorns. We're seeing like killing it at work, killing it at business, advancing in those
Maybe
ways.
next year, Capricorn.
So it
Get out
feels,
those vibrators.
but it feels like that's a natural space for Capricorns. Like they
Yeah.
usually like really enjoy and kind of like get off on being like the most successful person in the room and really putting their skills to work. So I'm just wondering if the Capricorns listening are even really interested in dating this year.
Right. They're not even listening to this show.
No, they're probably not.
Right.
They're probably like at a
They're
business
listening
meeting.
to like a business podcast.
Gary
Vee
or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, the Aquarius.
Yes,
How
two
should
more.
the Aquarius?
All right.
Oh, God, everybody
All right,
looked up.
I'm going to look
Okay,
right at
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
All
Aquarius,
right, January
please,
20th to February 18th. Emphasis
shit.
on the
And
February
Candace,
1st.
do you have a personal question you want to ask after?
You know, I just want to see what happens.
Okay.
So you're in a relationship?
I am. We're going on year 4.
Wow, good for
Year
you.
4.
So here's what I would say for Aquarius and Candace is that you have to really know your worth this year and like stand in your power when it comes to love and have to be willing to sort of like lay down the law in that regard. So if there's areas where you're feeling like let down or disappointed, you have to like call it to the carpet, and it might be a year that you're going to be ready to like, I don't want to say an ultimatum because that feels really strong, but kind of. It's like,
I call an ultimatum a standard person.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's like I know myself, I know my worth when it comes to love. And if this isn't happening the way that feels empowering to me, like that's not okay. I'm sorry, are you nervous?
Candace, does that speak to you?
I'm going to play this for my boyfriend.
It's a low-key ultimatum.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
And what about the single people?
Oh, sorry. I was just really zoning in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so for single people, I would say it's the same thing. It's like not the year to settle for anything other than
Set
what
your
your standards are.
standards. I
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
And you're open and you're ready and you're receptive. So you should be getting, what it is that you want.
Love it.
Nice.
So last but certainly not least,
You.
the worst
Pisces.
day of the year.
So February 19th
Pisces.
to March 20th.
That's me.
The devil card.
Oh no.
All right. So this is. I'm sorry. Am I like
The devil
You
card
look
is quite, the devil
scared.
card is intense.
The devil card, if you look at the devil card and the lover's card, which is like the long-term romantic relationship, they're the opposites. So they're like, so basically what it's saying is for the Pisces, the devil is like your habits, your sort of like low-key addictions, your
Martinis.
beliefs that keep you from getting what you want. And so it's not just that love has to just come. It's like you have to focus on your aversion to love, the habits or the choices that you make that keep you from actually choosing love. And it's saying it's a great year to plant those seeds. And I would also say, and this might be, I don't know if this is for you specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pisces sort of reconnect with an old love or someone in their orbit who was sort of friend zoned or that's familiar, kind of you start to see them in a more romantic way once you clear some of these patterns and ways, old ways of being. You're like fresh-eyed, like, oh, wait, maybe that is an option.
Wow.
Very interesting. I have people in mind for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And for people in relationships, I would say it's the similar thing. Yeah. Like, look at where you're codependent. Look at where you're like bringing negativity into your relationship so that you can have it, get more from it.
Oh,
okay. So it seems like the Pisces shouldn't be branching out this year. They should be revisiting older.
I mean,
older
it wouldn't be surprising if, people that are familiar in your orbit turn more romantic.
And are fiery.
Yeah, they got to be fiery.
All right.
All right. We crushed it.
We got them all.
Great.
We got them all in.
We didn't forget anybody, did we?
No.
Okay, good.
Do we need any cards for anyone else?
Any last readings?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about the reading that you got with the drawing.
Oh yeah, what did you think about the TikTok witch drawing?
I was like yelling at the podcast when I was listening. I was like,
So for those that hadn't listened, we did an episode where we asked a TikTok
sprite,
a witch talk.
Yes,
she draws pictures of people's of their. Candace, go ahead.
I did this before I was gone for Thanksgiving, and I don't know why you guys kept saying TikTok witch because I gave you the drawing and left. And when I listened to the episode, I was like, what are we talking about?
Was it not a TikTok witch?
It was an Etsy psychic.
Oh, Etsy.
In Italy.
And she was rumors get started.
Right.
Is it in Philly?
In Italy.
Oh, Italy.
And
okay.
she wasn't $1. I paid $14.99 for that chair.
Okay.
Oh, wow. And it was a good
Okay.
picture.
How many lira? I'm just kidding.
Right. So we just thought that there was this like TikTok trend of people drawing. Well, there is a TikTok trend of people going
Sharing.
on Etsy.
Okay.
Got it.
Buying a drawing of their future spouse.
Right.
Or their soulmate.
Yes.
So what did you think of that episode?
So first of all, it's just like everything that I am against, to be honest. And I feel like it kind of disrespects a little bit. Not disrespects. Not disrespects.
That's okay.
But like this is what I'm up against, like in this industry as a
Right.
reader, like trying to do like real work and impact people. And then there's like we talked about before, the sidewalk psychics or the Etsy
Right.
people that are kind of making it like less serious.
It's a grift.
Yeah, kind of. And then what really made me suspicious, so the card readings were accurate, like as they described the cards in an accurate way, but I think that they didn't just pull the cards. I think they gave you very specific cards. I think it was the Empress, the High Priestess, and then another Queen card, which are all of the most positive feminine cards.
Right.
So it seems like it was sort of like planted. Like, of course you'd want the Empress card for a love reading if you're a male.
She's
of course.
so hot.
Yeah, she'd be. I don't know about the drawing piece of it, but just like the cards, it felt like someone pasted together a reading that would be positive as opposed
Liked
to actually
by a man.
Yeah,
I'm saying there's no way you could get a girl like that.
No, I'm just saying like if those cards
Look,
were
my brand. We even said that. I mean, you know how many people have sent pictures of people? They're like, "This is her."
did they look similar?
They did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would just say like that was my biggest turn off about it was like it feels like instead of actually pulling cards, they very specifically told a story that would be positive.
This is we love
no
the
devil
feedback.
cards in those readings.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Well, yeah,
You know, stuff like that.
Right.
So that's all
I think
would
that's
say.
good feedback for anyone who has now paid the witch a lot of money. It's too late for you. Anyone who's thinking about it. But Kelley, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming
You're so
on.
welcome.
Where can people find you for readings?
Yes.
For your shop. Everything?
Yes. So modernmysticshop.com is a great place that houses all of those things. So you can get the products there. You can book readings with me or my other readers there. On Instagram, we're modernmystic_shop. And then I am Kelley Knight. So it's Kelley with an EY, _KNIGHT on Instagram. And I post almost every day a daily reading.
And if you want to listen to Jared's episode that we already had where we did like more of an in-depth full reading, it's from December 3rd, 2023, and it's called Crystal Spells and What the Fuck is Up with Jared. And yeah, check it out. This was great. And happy 2025 and love to all the signs.
That's
Yes.
right.
You know, we could all learn a thing or two.
And go
Yes.
follow Kelley.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. Thank you so much. We're still updating again.
We did it.
Boom.
The U Up podcast is produced by Belle Roman and Candace Miniga. Edited by Belle Roman. Social media by Candace Miniga. Guest booking by Ali Friedlander. VP of podcast is Chris Allen. And be sure to follow You Up at u.up.podcast.